got week 1 Thursday night. We've got the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs squaring off. Kansas City's favored by 3 in this one, with the over-under being 46.5. Thoughts on this game?
I'm taking the push. I think this is going to be a 3-point game, right? We saw Kansas City struggled a little bit last year against Detroit, right, and dropped the home opener. I don't think that they want to do that again. So I do think we're going to see a better overall performance, and they know what this game means. It's a conference game. It could come down to home field advantage all the way down, in late December, January is when this game will have its repercussions essentially. But typically Kansas City knows when that's at stake and they rise to those occasions. Obviously, raising the Super Bowl banner is going to be a big deal for them, being back-to-back champs. So I think Kansas City wins this game, but I think it's by 3. So I'm taking the push here on this one.
Oh, you want to take your over/under too in your prop?
Sure, I'm going to take the under. First game of the season, some offensive jitters. Obviously working out some of the kinks and everything else. So I'm going to take the under at the 46.5, and my prop is Lamar Jackson under 50.5 rushing yards. I don't see him trying to be Superman here week 1. I think they're going to see what they have in Derrick Henry. They're going to try and get him to pass the ball a little bit. He has all these weapons that are healthy. See how many 2 tight end sets they run with Andrews and Likely. I think that'll be some interesting things to see there out of Baltimore, but I think all that takes away from Lamar Jackson's running aspect. I wouldn't be surprised to see him over 40, but I think 43, maybe 45 might be the top. I think he's going to come, 5-6 yards short of this 50 number.
All right, I'm going to take Kansas City as the favorites. I just think that whatever they're calling Arrowhead is going to be rocking on Thursday night. There will be a ton of excitement. I think they feed off of that crowd, that energy. And they come away with not a comfortable win, but certainly by more than just the 1 score. So give me Kansas City -3. I'll take the under, however. I could very easily see this being like a 23-13 low-scoring game with how Baltimore, I think, wants to control the clock and run the football and try to take the crowd out of it. And you do that by playing kind of slow, monotonous football. So I think that it's low-scoring. 23-13 doesn't get me to 46.5, so I'll take the under. And then my player prop, give me Isaiah Pacheco over 2.5 receptions. I think at some point, kind of gets a couple check downs here and there, and that will be enough to get me over his 2.5.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll be the just to keep things interesting here, I'll take a side nobody's taken so far on the spread. I'm going to take the Baltimore side on this one. I do think that this is pretty close to a 3-point game, but wouldn't surprise me to see Baltimore head in there and actually win this one. Again, I could see this being a 20-17, 23-20 type of game. I do think the Baltimore does enough to keep this thing close and even potentially sneak out of here with a win. And typically too, as we see these kind of first things out the gate, first things coming through here, I do think we're going to see a more defensive battle here as these offenses still kind of get warmed up and start expanding on the playbooks as we start going through here. But so I do think that we're going to see the tighter game. I do think it's going to be a little bit on the lower scoring side of things there, so I'm taking the under. And I like Kevin's thought there that they're going to see what they've got with Derrick Henry, and with a much improved offensive line, I think that we're going to see Derrick Henry go over his 64.5 rushing yards for his prop.